What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. How you doing? What's going on? Now today is April 23rd, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But we're going to start off here in Washington, D.C., and then we will finish up in New York City. Our first vendor is going to be the base of ops. Here we go.
Good to see you.
Now, starting off at the top, we have the Zero F's chest piece. This is the named Badger Tough chest with Perfectly Unbreakable. And this week it comes with Explosive Resistance and Skill Haste. Following that, we have a converted SMG-9 with damage to targets at a cover and flatline. Well, the damage to targets at a cover is good for this weapon, but flatline is not. You cannot get a linked laser pointer on this weapon, so you would be forced to use this on like a Night Watcher build, and that's not really my cup of tea. I wouldn't really recommend that. Following the converted SMG-9, we have a ACR with max armor damage and flatline. Now this one does have the long underbarrel rail mod slot, so you can put the linked laser pointer on this one. So I would recommend this ACR. The ACR is actually a pretty decent weapon. It's not a fan favorite, but it is pretty damn decent. Just have to get used to the low RPM of 650. And finally, for the weapons, we have a M1911. This one with crit hit damage and eyeless. And then for the gear items, we have a Petrov backpack with wicked skill damage and status effects. And finally, a Palisade Steelworks chest piece with Spark, Crit Chance, and Repair Skills. Looking at the mods, we have Crit Chance 4.4, Drone Duration 6.4, Turret Skill Haste 5.9, and Sticky Bomb Blast Radius of 4.9. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the base of ops vendor. I would definitely say check out the ACR with max armor damage and flatline. All you would have to do is max out the assault rifle damage and then just optimize that health damage. But that's really about it for the base of ops. All right, let's move on. And moving on to our remaining two vendors for the base of ops, we have the Countdown and Clan vendors. Now, just remember that the Countdown and Clan vendors are also at the Haven in New York City. But we're going to check them out while we're here. So here is the Countdown vendor. Our three named items this week, we have the Commando. This is the named SVD with Perfectly Naked, and it comes with armor damage, which is pretty decent for this weapon. Following that, we have a Pristine Example. This is the named Araldi Holdings chest piece with Perfect Focus, and this week it comes with crit hit damage and explosive resistance. Now, this is a good chest piece to use. What I would do is pick this one up and recalibrate the explosive resistance off for, say, crit chance. And finally, for our named items, we have a Anarchist Cookbook. This is the named Golden Gear backpack with Perfectly Wicked. Now, this one comes with health and repair skills. I wouldn't really recommend that one. Now, out of these three named items, the Commando with damage to armor is nice, and the Pristine Example you could make into a double crit chest piece. But all right, that is it for the Countdown vendor. Now let's move over to our Clan vendor. Now, just a reminder, the DoD Disciples of Doom, we are on all platforms. So if you are interested in getting on that list to join the clan, just hit me up on Discord, and there will be different tabs for you to go to get in line for the DoD. And while we are on that subject, here is the Clan vendor. With repair skills. Let's get it. This is a great backpack. Pick this backpack up right now. This is a great. Let me just show you. The reason why. Where is it? Right here. Boom. All right. This is my incursion healer build. All right. You see the backpack? Repair skills, armor, skill haste. All right. Check out this backpack. Repair skills, armor. All you have to do is recalibrate the status effects off for the skill haste. That's it. Good to go. This is a great backpack to have for incursions. A wonderful backpack to have for your healer build for incursions. Please pick this one up if you do not have a healer build for incursions.
Thanks for
Again,
doing business
this
with me.
is what the healer build looks like for incursions. All right, so put it together. This backpack is
Figured
perfect
you could
for
stop
that.
by.
So this is the setup. This is the named Uzina Getica backpack with Perfectly Opportunistic. Now, Perfectly Opportunistic gives amplified damage 15% to all sources of damage if that person is using a shotgun or a marksman rifle. So, what people use for the healers is they use either Scorpio lefty or, whatever other weapon with the lefty, but they'll have a shotgun in their, in their arsenal, and they'll use that to proc this, usually with perfect sledgehammer or something like that. That way you could get both procs together. This is a great backpack to have. Again, just recalibrate the status effects off for skill haste. Good to go. All right. Moving on to the gear set items, we have a Cavalier backpack with crit chance. The armor's decent enough to where you could just recalibrate that crit chance to whatever else you want. Following that, we have a Future Initiative pair of knee pads with health and Striker's Battle Gear backpack with hazard protection. Looking at the high end items, we have a police. Ooh. Yo, another must buy. This Police M4 is really nice. Damage to targets out of cover. All you have to do is change the talent for whatever talent you want. I highly recommend putting Flatline on there because this does have the long underbarrel rail attachment slot. So just like that ACR, you could pick this one up, have Flatline on there, and then use the Technician specialization with the link to laser pointer, and this is perfect. The Police M4 is a really good assault rifle, and it's shooting at 850 RPM, where that ACR was shooting at 650. So, big difference here. Moving on, we have a Marine Super 90 with magazine sizing and strained. Following that, we have a Vector SBR 9mm with stability and in sync. Providence chest piece with crit damage, hazard, and trauma. Stupid low weapon damage. Yeesh. A military AKM with swap speed and sledgehammer. Sokolov, okay, this is a good mask. Sokolov Concern Mask, pick this one up and then recalibrate the weapon handling for crit hit damage, and then you have a double crit Sokolov Mask. This is a really good mask. Pick it up right now. And finally, for the gear items, we have a Cheska chest piece with armor regen, health, and focus. Looking at the mods, we have skill duration 8.6, drone deflect duration 6.6, hive health 8.0, and hive range of 4.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the clan vendor. The setup, must buy. The Police M4, most definitely must buy. And the Sokolov Concern, make it a double crit, another must buy, for sure.
Thanks for the business agent.
All right, now that is it for the clan vendor, and that is it for the base of ops. So now we're going to go west. We will double back east. Our first stop is going to be the campus settlement. Now, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing. I do daily Division content, so if you ring that notification bell, you won't miss a single Division video. Now, I hope you enjoy this vendor reset, but let everyone know if there are any must-buys that I am missing or that I glossed over. Maybe you can explain why they're must-buys for you. All right, here we are. Campus, let's go.
Welcome, Agent.
So at the campus settlement, we have the Carnage, and this is a great LMG. Now, not only does it come with armor damage, which you want, but it also has that perfect status. Put this with a tanky Ridgeway's Pride build with, like, say, Wicked or Perfectly Wicked, you're good to go. This is a great LMG to use. It is a named Negev, and it does have that damage to armor and damage to targets out of cover on here. Exactly what you want, so pick it up. Following that, we have a SR1, dude, with damage to targets out of cover. Another great weapon. This one, marksman rifle. I'm not a big marksman rifle person, however, you can't gloss over that. That's a great attribute to have on a sniper. These attributes are all over halfway, so they're decent enough to where you could just change the talent to whatever talent you want, and then double back and optimize those attributes. And finally, for the weapons, We have a military L86 with magazine size and optimist. Looking at the gear items, we have a Alp Summit mask with repair skills and crit chance. That's not bad, especially if you're trying to do like a healer crit. But just for a healer build in general, this isn't bad at all. Just recalibrate the crit chance off for, skill haste, whatever, but that's a good mask for healer builds. And finally, for the gear items, we have a Hanayu holster, this one with repair skills and explosive resistance. Looking at the mods, we have skill duration 8.5, chem launcher burn strength 6.5, hive healing 4.5, pulse health 14.7, and trap duration of 5.7. Now, must buys from the campus, we have a few pretty good ones here. The Carnage is a good one, has all the attributes you want. The SR1's a good one, just change the talent to whatever it is you want. The Alps Mask is a good one for healer builds. Either do healer crit or take off that crit chance for skill haste.
Happy
All
to
right.
do business.
And that is it for the campus. Now it's time to go to our Dark Zone vendors. Our first one, Dark Zone West. West! Let's go! Now, just a reminder for all of our Dark Zone vendors, they only take DZ resources. So go to your inventory, toggle over to resources, and just above your keys, you will see Dark Zone resources. Now, for example, you can see right here, I am at 260 out of 999. So that means if I run out of DZ resources, I'm going to have to go back into the Dark Zone, open up the little blue boxes, or I'm going to have to pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them into DZ resources, and then extract them. But either way, that's how you get DZ resources. That's how you can see how many you have. Now let's go to the actual vendor. Starting with Dark Zone West.
Check out what I've got.
West. Let's go.
Are you looking for something in particular?
And starting with the Calibre. This is the named shotgun with perfect jazz hands. And this one with max shotgun damage. This is really not a bad shotgun. All you have to do is recalibrate the crit chance off for max damage targets at a cover, and then just optimize that armor damage, maybe twice or whatever to make it max. I mean, that's not bad. It's a really good shotgun, and having that reload speed really does help with a shotty. Shotties and LMGs are both notorious for having very low reload speed. Not bad, especially with that 1.5 mil for that total damage. Sheesh. Moving on, we have a custom M870 with stability and close and personal. And finally, for the weapons, a ACR SS with health damage and ranger. Looking at the gear items, we have a hardwired pair of gloves with skill damage, Foundry Bulwark knee pads with crit chance, Douglas and Harding gloves with crit chance and status effects, and Overlord knee pads with crit damage and repair skills. Now looking at the mods, we have Pulse Resistance 8.4, Seeker Mind Skill Haste 5.0, Shield Damage Bonus 4.0, Firefly +1 max target, and Decoy Health 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ West. I mean, the Calibre is not bad. It's not the best shotgun in the world, but it is really fun to use. But remember, you'd have to recalibrate that crit chance for damage to targets at a cover. All right.
Pleasure.
Now, that is it for DZ West. Let's go down south to the DZ South. Here we go. And we've made it DZ South, the Deep South. Let's see what we have here. Big money, no whammies.
Nice to see you.
Starting with the strategic alignment. This is the named China Light backpack. And this one with repair skills, headshot damage, and perfect shock and awe. Moving to the weapons, we have a tactical AUG with magazine size and vindictive. A ACR with optimal range and vindictive. And finally, a Prophet. This is the named Magnum with perfect determined, and it comes with accuracy. Looking at the gear items, we have a Negotiator's Dilemma backpack with weapon handling, Aces and Eights chest piece with armor regen, Brazos de Arquebus backpack with hazard, explosive resistance, and bloodsucker. Not bad. For like a make like a tanky magazine size armor on kill / bonus armor on kill build. That could be useful. And finally, a Empress chest piece with crit chance, weapon handling, and spark. Looking at the mods, we have crit damage 10.3, drone health 8.2, turret duration 5.9, and sticky bomb damage 6.2. Must buys things to look for from DZ South. As far as really must buys or anything, not really. The Brazos is very niche. Like, you would have to take off that explosive resistance, maybe go crit chance or, something different. I don't know. I would just say no. All right, moving on. All right, so that was DZ South. Now, before we go to DZ East, we have to make a pit stop to the castle settlement. Now, the fastest way to get to this vendor, go to the descent entrance. And then you can run up here, pet the dog. See if we can find Ransom. There's the doggy. Ooh, with a weapon. What is that? Tools? Tools. Like floating right here? What is that? Some screwdrivers? Anyways, alright. Let's go over here before this music starts to blow out our eardrums. Alright, Castle Vendor. And starting with the Darkness. This is the named marksman rifle with perfect eyeless, and it comes with crit chance. Following that, we have a SOCOM Mark 20 with armor damage and first blood. And finally, a tactical M249 with crit chance and ranger. Looking at the gear items, we have a Providence mask with crit hit damage and skill damage, and a Douglas and Harding holster with repair skills and status effects. Looking at the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.0, Chem Launcher Heals 5.9, Hive Damage 4.1, Pulse Radius 8.9, and Trap Shock Radius of 6.1. Now, must buy things to look for from the castle? Not really. Alright, so moving on from the castle, let's go to DZ East. Now, DZ East, we do not go to the main entrance, we go to the Alpha checkpoint, because the vendor is right outside the Alpha checkpoint. If you go to the main entrance, you're going to have to run all the way through that courtyard. So what I do is just go to the Alpha checkpoint, you'll get this little double loading screen, but then all you have to do is exit the checkpoint, and you're good to go. Now, if you go all the way to the main entrance, you'll spawn out there, and then you'll have to run all the way through here. And it's a little bit shorter to have that loading. All right, here we go. DZ East. Starting with the Commando, this is the named SVD with Perfectly Naked. And this one comes with armor damage. Following, that's pretty much the exact same one from the other vendor. Interesting. Which vendor was that? Was that the campus? Anyways, moving on, we have a M700 Tactical with damage targets out of cover and ignited. I mean, dude, these attributes are really strong. I mean, if you want an M700 Tactical, that's the one to pick up, and then just change that talent, maybe go for Determined or something, but still. And finally, for the weapons, a tactical M249 with rate of fire and steady-handed. Looking at the gear items, we have Eclipse Mask with headshot, Hardwired Holster with status effects, Petrov Mask with crit chance armor regen, and Hanayu Holster with skill damage and explosive resistance. Looking at the mods, we have Repair Skills 16.1, Chem Launcher and Snare Health 14.2, Hive +4 repair charges, Pulse Cone Size 6.3, and finally, Trap Shock Radius of 5.9. Now, must buys things to look for from DZ East. Not really. All right.
Thanks for doing
The Dark Zone vendors were kind of a bust this week, huh? Dang. That kind of stinks. All right. Now let's finish up with Washington, D.C. And our last stop is the theater. The theater. All right. Hopefully this guy has something good for us.
Want to take a look at what I got?
Come on, man. Big money, big money. No whammies.
Looking for something specific.
Starting with the Boomstick. Now, this is the double barrel shotgun with perfect pumped up. And this one comes with damage to targets out of cover, which is really good. However, it only has the 2 in the magazine, so it's kind of meh at best. But I do know a lot of people that like to run around with this thing and just boom, boom, and just kill everything in sight. It's pretty cool to watch. If you want to try that out, pick this one up. It is perfect to use. I would just, I would probably max out the shotgun damage and then start to optimize the armor damage and damage targets out of cover. Moving on, we have a military M870 with max crit hit damage and vindictive. And finally, a lightweight M4 with optimal range and sledgehammer. Looking at the gear items, we have Empress gloves with repair skills and health, and Petrov knee pads with skill damage and skill haste. Looking at the mods, we have Pulse Resistance 8.2, Seeker Mind Skill Haste 5.0, Shield Deflector Damage 4.1, Firefly Blind Effect Duration 5.7, and Decoy Health of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the theater. No, not really. Even the boomstick, I wouldn't really recommend that. Having the two in the magazine, it's just not worth it. And it's not even a magazine, it's just a double barrel shotty, so you just have two in the barrel. All right, that is it for Washington, D.C. Not the best vendor reset in the world, but there were some pretty damn good pickups, especially from the base of ops. There were some really good pickups. Now, let's finish up here in New York City. We have Marco, and then we have Roy Benitez. So here we go, top of the escalator, Roy Benitez. Starting with the Tactical UMP with swap speed and unwavering. Following that, we have a custom M44 with crit hit damage and close and personal, a Spaz 12 with crit hit damage and ranger, and a M45A1 with reload speed and preservation. Looking at the gear items, we have a Petrov backpack with crit chance, skill damage, and composure, a Lingmo pair of gloves with max status effects and armor regen, and finally Cheska holster with crit chance and weapon handling. However, this is a good holster. You could pick this one up just like I am, because I want a double crit holster, make sure I have one in my inventory, and just recalibrate the weapon handling for crit hit damage, just optimize the rest of these attributes, and then you can keep this one for later. Double crit holster, really good to have. And looking at the mods, we have crit chance 4.6, skill haste 10.1, shield holstered regen 4.1, hive range 4.0, and sticky bomb duration 6.5. Now, must buys, things to look for from Marco. Not really. Oh yeah, the Seska holster. Yes, make this one a double crit holster, and you're good to go. I dig it. All right, now that leads us to our final vendor of the video, and that is Roy Benitez. But wait, make sure you pet the dog, interact twice. The first one, you're just petting the dog, nothing too crazy. But that second one, well, the second one is random. He could do a circle. He could try to roll over. He could try to, shake your hand. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he's going to try to roll over. Nice. All right. And finally, Roy Benitez. Here we go.
What can I do for you?
Starting with the FAL, and again, another good weapon with good attributes. So this one, damage to targets out of cover. So if you like the FAL, just change the talent stabilize for whatever talent you want, and boom, shakalaka, you're good to go. All you would have to do is just optimize your attributes to max, but that's it. Once you have the attributes you want, just make whatever talent you want, and that's it. Good to go. Moving on, we have a classic M60 with reload speed and sledgehammer, a 1886 with stability and future perfect, and finally a Prophet. This is the named Magnum with perfect determined, and this one with accuracy. Looking at the gear items, we have a 511 backpack with explosive resistance, skill damage, and unstoppable force, Golan gear knee pads with headshot and health, and finally Heligard holster with weapon handling and explosive resistance. Looking at the mods, we have skill haste 9.9, headshot 7.3, turret damage 4.3, chem launcher heals 5.9, and decoy duration of 5.5. Now, must buys, things to look for from Roy Benitez. The FAL with damage targets out of cover, most definitely. All you have to do is change that talent for whatever it is you want. All right, and that is it for your weekly vendor reset and must buys for today, April 23rd. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you found this video helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, please hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing, and remember, I do Division content every day, so make sure you ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a single Division video. But that's it for me. Hope you have a great day. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Peace out.